Hello everybody, welcome back to The Good, The Bad and The Stupid. It's Wednesday the 16th of October. I say welcome back. I should be saying welcome because you may not have even seen or heard of the podcast before. So if you've never seen or heard it, then welcome. Hopefully you'll come back and then I can say welcome back to The Good, The Bad and The Stupid. But anyway, it's Wednesday the 16th of October. I'm sure you know that already. I hope you've enjoyed the day. It's been wet, 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 like the pop group. I've tried to be chipper about this weather up till now, but I'm slowly starting to take it personally. It's really hampering what I would normally do in the day, same as you, I'm sure, but it's really making things difficult for me with regards to making money and stuff. So I just wish the weather would rain at night and give us a break during the day. Come on, God, you heard that. Give me a break. It's been raining now pretty much for, I don't know, is it 10 days straight? Always during key hours where I can't be wet. So anyway, here we go. Let's move on to I've already sent out the signal there. Hopefully he'll hear my call. We'll do a little prayer, shall we? If anybody's here listening from another country, then you're probably thinking, that's just typical English weather. That guy has all he said since I've heard the podcast is, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. It has been raining. You might have just been listening the last 2 weeks. It's just been constant, but we have had some good weather this year. I can't remember it, but we've had it. Right, let's move on to what's been happening today. Lost and found a wallet. A cyclist was reunited with his wallet after a genius Good Samaritan paid into his bank. So basically, a guy found somebody's wallet. It didn't have any contact details in there, but it had a card. So the guy paid a penny into his account, one at a time, and then used up the. Apparently you can type a message when you're putting some money into somebody's account to write, "Hi, I found your," and the next one, wallet in the road. The next one is mobile number, and the next one, text or call. So there are good people out there. He's basically, I don't know how much money he had in there. I don't know if he was swayed by the fact that there was either no money in there or whether there was no. He's a kind, genuine person. We've all been there. I remember once I found a wallet once, and it was a purse actually, but it was full, absolutely full of money. And when I opened it up, I mean, this is when I was a kid, but when I opened it up, there was a picture of a bloody old lady staring back at me, and her ID card and her address and everything, And this picture, just like, I can remember it now, and I was just thinking, because you can't, conscious would never have let me keep that at all. So I actually went and took the wallet all the way back to the woman's house, and I got £1 reward, £1, and that purse was packed. But I was happy with my pound. I felt good. I still look. Many years later, I'm still bitter about it. No, I'm still glad that I did that, because in reverse, I would still be guilty if I'd have took that money. So if the wallet had been empty, maybe it's a different thing. I mean, even still, you might hand it in, because in fact, a friend of mine, he lost a lot of money in an envelope once, and it was just an envelope of money. So somebody could just go, "Fuck it," you know what I mean? He found it. Could never find the person or whatever, but not the case. This particular person handed it into a shop, or was it in the shop? Anyway, he went back to the shop. He traced his tracks, went everywhere, and went back to a shop where he had been, and they had found this envelope of money on the floor in the shop, and they gave it to him. But they didn't have to, because they would never know. He would never know. If you're in that position like me, that wasn't me, but if I was in that position, or if you're ever in that position, and you're going back around shops and things like that, I would always go and say, I dropped some money in here earlier on today, and make them think that that's probably what he did, made them think, oh shit, he knows that we've got it, sort of thing. So if nobody had come and claimed it, they'd have accepted the money. But anyway, it was good of him. So moral of the story, I've just gone on for a while on that, but the moral of the story is there's a lot of good people in the world, and it's not doesn't always fall into the hands of people who rob you, rip you off, or but they are out there. Some of us have just got lucky. I don't know whether anyone has ever knocked on my door when I've lost something. I think I've lost it, and that's it. So anyway, let's move on. I don't have a wallet anyway. I keep my money and my cards and stuff separate, because if you lose your wallet, you lose the lot. So I have to have a different pocket for different stuff. Anyway, I've just told the pickpockets what I do now, so that's let's see how long that lasts. Punters, punters are going nuts. I shall do this one after that one. Let's talk about Lewis Hamilton first. Lewis Hamilton's getting it in the neck because Formula One champ Lewis Hamilton was last night labelled a green hypocrite by fans. He basically, because he came on Instagram talking about going vegan. Was it going vegan? And going vegan is the only way to save the planet, or going on a plant-based diet or whatever, which he does, is the only way to save the planet. And everyone's going crazy about how they he flies around the road. Yeah, he flies around the globe on his jet, and he drives 200-mile-an-hour cars, burning fuel left, right, and centre, and everything he does to make money is kind of against the protest or the situation with regards to his belief, if you like, or his statement. So he's been called a hypocrite. So hard to know where to put yourself on that one, because it's good that he does come out and he does have a voice and he does say something, and he is following plant-based diet. I'm trying to go that way myself. I don't eat meat anyway, but I'm just saying that it's very difficult from doing it from his point of from him. He should just go, I do the vegan thing or whatever else, and don't eat meat and do all this kind of stuff, and I think it's better this, that and the other, rather than come out and give blanket statements when it's quite clear that everything you do is based on the thing that everybody's rebelling against, if you like. So but why don't they should have just develop fuel or anything like that is non-dangerous to the environment. Didn't they once develop? Wasn't there a guy once that developed that you could run cars on water, and he slowly not slowly. He developed cars, or he developed fuel, or cars that he developed. Yeah, cars that could run on water, I think it was, and he died in mysterious circumstances. Oh, he died, but he died very soon after making it clear that he could run cars on water, I think. Anyway, I don't know that for sure. You might have to check my facts on that, but I believe that he didn't live to make that happen. So, but it shows that it can be done. So anyway, he can have a point. He might change. He might be going that way little by little. Maybe he'll just go next. Oh, fuck it, I'm done with Formula One. He's probably close to retiring anyway, so he might have timed it well. Next he'll come out and say, you know what, I'm done with Formula One, and it's all down to that statement. So I'm not a hypocrite, but he probably was going to retire anyway, or he's close to retirement. So let's just see if he hasn't got his private jets, or he roughs it with the rest of us on cattle class in EasyJet, or if he goes for the gas guzzlers. Anyway, I said there's soon going to be cars where you don't have to, or you'll have an electric car or something like that. You can't drive fast on the roads anyway. Someone who's not going down that road is a pub in a pub in Kentucky, I was going to say then, but it's a pub serving Kentucky Fried Squirrel. The Red Lion in Stodmarsh in Kent, if you fancy it, is serving Kentucky Fried Squirrel, eco-friendly dish served deep fried in crispy batter. So they're jumping on the bandwagon in the opposite way, saying it's an eco-friendly dish. There's probably a lot of people who wouldn't agree with that, but at the same time, I get his point, because he lives next door to he works with gamekeepers who manage forest land, and they're managing the land, and they have to push the numbers of squirrels and whatever back on the land. So if they're doing that anyway, then you might as well eat them. So I think I could kind of agree with that to a degree. Depends on why they're killing the animals, I suppose. But yeah, it's sustainable in the sense that they're having to kill them anyway, so you might as well eat and use. I've got no problem with that kind of situation. If they were just like killing the squirrels just to eat, maybe it's different, because you don't need to, do you? It's almost like there wasn't even on the menu, but now all of a sudden somebody's thinking, oh no, what else can we eat that's something different that everybody will want? Oh no, there's fucking cats next, or something like that. So guinea pigs, do we eat guinea pigs? Not yet, but somebody might. There might be a pub in fucking Warsaw or somewhere who comes out with guinea pigs, as if after he hears the squirrel one. Magpies can go, it can be endless. Is it even legal? I don't even know. Is it legal to kill these animals? Might want to check. As I said, it's a pub in Stodmarsh in Kent. Policeman, if you're watching. Revelers, stag and hen do revelers have been blasted for offering big money to toss dwarfs, not toss dwarfs off. Partygoers are paying up to, who thought that? Was it me who thought that, or did you think that? Partygoers are paying up to £700, fucking hell, to throw them around or have dwarfs act as human bowling balls in scenes straight out of the movie The Wolf on Wall Street. So somebody's come out and they're saying, it's getting worse. Chaining yourself to a dwarf, getting blind drunk is fine, but this is just degrading. How is that fine? It's basically, somebody's come out and going, this is dwarfist and it was against, it's you shouldn't be doing this to them or whatever, but they're happy to do it at the end of the day. And you can say that getting blind drunk and chaining yourself to them and walking around the streets is fine, but chucking them around isn't. £700 a pop is a lot of money. I think you can chuck me around for £700 an hour. You know what I mean? You can £700 an hour. There's not. I'd dress like a wrestler and bounce around the ring or whatever. I don't know what the deal is here, but I'm not going to tell you what I would do for £700 an hour. It's none of your business. Anyway, there are some weirdos out there who want to throw a dwarf across a room for some reason. It's not big and it's not clever, so he says, but tell that to the dwarf who's on his holiday and he's like spending all that money when he's lying on his Lido while you're working your ass off. So, if he's happy to do it, you've got to let him carry on with it. I don't know what I was going to say then. Let bygones be bygones. That's not the right word. Anyway, let's move on to millionaires. These don't have to do it anyway. These don't have to get thrown around for £700 an hour because they're already multi-millionaires. But they've got so much money, they've run out of things to keep them occupied that they're now, two millionaires next door to each other, are arguing over 12 inches of land between their two properties. Who owns it? These 12 inches of land. You just got to say, fucking chill, Go and fucking hire a dwarf and throw it around for a bit, Get to know each other. Have a laugh. Not bloody argue over 12 inches. Why don't you just have 6 inches each? No, they're having to argue because I want it all. I want it all. That's the kind of thing that somebody next thing finds themselves in the dock going, I don't know why I killed him. We just argued and argued and argued. And one day, something snapped. And now he's buried under the 12 inches between our properties. Let it go. Otherwise, you just end up... You can't let shit like that bother you. Bloody hell, I've got a lot worse problems than fucking 12 inches of land between your property. I'm sick of talking about it. Let's move on. Snowflakes are falling into debt. And I'm not a snowflake though. But snowflakes are falling into debt and suffering from depression as they try to live the Insta life. Young Instagram users are influenced to overspend in order to mimic lavish lifestyles of stars on social media apps. It's fake as fuck, Instagram and all that business. Don't do it. Even the people who are rich on there, who've got the money, a lot of them won't have it for very long, so they're chucking all the money around, blowing it and going, yeah, look at this, pour a bottle of champagne all over me £10,000 watch, and they're doing all that. You see them do that, they pour the champagne over their watch, showing that the watch is waterproof. Next thing you know, they're fucking broke, living above a newsagent's in a one-bedroom flat because whatever they put their money into has gone tits up. They've had to go bankrupt or something, and then they ain't got no money. And then the fucking watch, you know, is gone. Everything's gone. So don't be flash, otherwise you're gonna get fucking burns by the end of it. The people who fly under the radar, they're the ones who have got their head screwed on. The ones who you don't even know have got a load of money. You know, they fucking they do their bit and they get on. You don't need all that shit. I don't anyway. Good job, because I can't afford it, but I don't think I would be pouring champagne over my fucking watch if I was the fucking richest man in the planet. You know what I mean? It's just dumb. You just look dumb. Anyway, let's move on from that. You've heard my lesson. Or you wannabe riches, wannabe wealthies, whatever you want to call it. Lego is looking into renting its bricks in a bid to cut down on plastic use. The toy manufacturer is seeing whether it could offer the service amid global calls. So producing 9 million bricks. Anyway, I don't know what they're trying to do. They're talking about renting out their bricks or whatever. The only reason I pulled that out is I just always thought, how come nobody's actually... It's a good idea for somebody to be a millionaire here. How come nobody's actually made Lego life-size, or why haven't Lego made life-size, brick-size Lego that you can build proper houses out of? Could be a different material, but you know that plug them in, instead of like the bricklaying sort of way. Prefab versions, you could make the walls like prefabs in factories and then just ship the walls out and whatever. It's a good idea, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's not one that's going to be done by me because you need a lot of money to get that started. Lego would basically come along and steal it because it's a good idea. They could literally build houses out of life-size Lego-style bricks. There you go. When Labour or whoever comes in to make social housing, let's make Lego estates or something similar. It doesn't have to look like Lego. We all don't have to have the Lego haircut. We all don't have to, you know, fucking plug into each other, or you know, go into make spaceships out of have spaceships in the middle of the, what's it called? I don't know where I'm going with this. Make spaceships in the middle of the estate or whatever. You could just use similar materials to build prefab houses. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, a British chimpanzee who was beaten up by apes at a German zoo has got his revenge by nicking their girlfriends. Go on, what's his name? Billy, B-I-L-I. He's basically he was battered so much by the other primates when he arrived that he had his ear chewed off. Fucking hell, he was getting it then, but he's now enjoying monkey business with females Mudaloo and Kitchell. I can't pronounce their names. So, and sex seems so important to Billy. They got on with him, and he's basically been the king of the castle now, and he's like living the Riley, living it up. And the other monkeys have lost out. So, and that's the way to do it, isn't it? He's snuck in the back door, and they've like fucking tried to have it off him, and he's just swanned off with their ladies, and nothing they can do about it. So good on you. I'm a big fan of Billy. I've got something else somewhere. Oh, I missed something. Right, nearly lost my. Ignore that. I've just had to get up and get some other paperwork for those who are listening. Cocaine. Sir Elton John says being a cocaine fiend changed his world. The 72-year-old shared on social media or wherever that I liked it because I could talk. I was shy, so I thought this drug. I was shy, so I thought this drug opened me up. I can converse. I can be verbose, whatever that means. Contrary to what you might think, I haven't taken cocaine today, but usually I'm quite reserved and don't say a lot. So you would think that I'm on a fucking high when I'm trying to do these, but I have to keep talking. It's airtime. Dead air is a crime, as they say on the radio. So anyway, Elton John has said he used to like cocaine because it made him open up. And funnily enough, he hasn't shut up since either, has he? So can we give him something that would tone him down, or turn the volume down, or at least reduce the bitchiness? Didn't he come out with something the other day against Madonna, and he got egg on his face because he said that there's no way he was in a category to win an award. Don't know what awards it was, but he said there's no way. He said I don't think I'm going to win, but I can tell you now, Madonna definitely isn't going to win. It was a real catty kind of dig at him, and what happened? She won. So, and his face looked like fucking. He looked like he'd just sniffed a fucking suitcase of cocaine when he fucking, when that happened. So, but he wasn't talking very much. So I think he felt that one like a kick in the nuts. So there you go. If you're going to be a bitch, shit comes back on you. Same as the Instagram stuff. Right, okay. Thieves have pinched a massive artwork made up of 69 red painted bicycle wheels tied together. The design was meant to highlight pollution and back a campaign to get people to ditch their cars. And now somebody's gone and nicked it. You can't even make a bloody artwork about bicycles with bicycle parts without it being nicked. Ridiculous. Bikes are just being nicked left, right and centre. You can't leave them anywhere. In fact, I once picked up somebody and he gave some cock and ball bullshit story why he was loading 4 or 5 bikes into the back of my van. I didn't believe it, but I just thought he'd nicked it. He just didn't. He said they're all mine. I left this one there, and I'm moving them to another place. But I didn't believe it. I think he'd nicked them. So I was kind of what's the word? I kind of gave him a hand by accident, really, because it was already arranged I would help him and give him a lift. But when he got in with, I didn't know he was lifting bikes, moving bikes. I thought he was moving furniture. Anyway, there we go. I can't do anything about it now. I don't know for sure that he did, but he just seemed like a shady character. So, Birdsong is to be played at 5,000 venues, including train stations, shopping malls, sports stadia, to highlight the decline of Britain's birds. It's true. I tell you what, you don't see. What don't you see? You don't see. I always used to see starlings and what's the fucking other one? Sparrows. You hardly see either of them now, do you? Starlings and sparrows. They were everywhere back in the day. Remember, I used to feed worms or put worms out, and they would come down and eat them. Poor little worms. But you don't see them now, so I don't know where they've gone. They've moved country. They've Brexited. They've done one to somewhere that's a bit more fucking less rain, probably more heat. I don't know what they like. Maybe they don't like the rain. So they've done one. So yeah, so Birdsong going to be played in lots of venues. I hear a lot of it up here, lots of times anyway, so I don't really need to hear it in these shopping malls and whatever else. I just need to drift off in the middle of a conversation with somebody, and you find yourself drifting off, and all of a sudden you think somebody's talking and you find yourself thinking about something completely different while they're still talking. That's when the Birdsong comes in, and you wonder where your mind's just wandered. They have to be quite boring for that to happen, by the way. It doesn't happen with everybody. Some friends now are thinking, is that me he's talking about? Right, okay, I'm going to finish up on a couple of more things here. What should I do? Oh, Noddy Holder, fellow Brummie, well, kind of, he's Midlander anyway. Noddy Holder is plagued by people running up to him screaming, "It's Christmas," in his face every day, or "It's Christmas," off the song. And basically he said these fans copy the Slade Singer's bellow that ends the band's classic hit, "Merry Christmas Everybody," which you're going to be hearing a lot of in a couple of months' time. Noddy always pretends it's the first time anybody's ever hollered it at him, like they're making a great joke. That's good of him to do that, because you think he'd just go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, piss off." And he says, "I've got no regrets. I always wanted to be a rock and roller, and Slade were a shit hot rock and roll band." There you go. Good on him. He's got a good sense of humour. And that song is probably still churning out hundreds of thousands of pounds for him every year, so he can't possibly be unhappy if that's the case. Right, I'm going to finish up on 2 more things. I said dead air is a crime. Right, I'm going to have to move on. Diego Maradona may have a whole football team of children as an 11th person came forward claiming he's her dad. So yeah, I think he's the 11th child is said to have convinced Maradona to take part in a DNA test to find out if the mum of one is another one of the former footballers' growing brood. So there you go. There's probably a lot more than that as well. So it looks like he's played the field or played around, or don't know what he's done. I haven't read the thing yet. That was the headline: Diego linked to 11 kids, just because it's the football number, isn't it? He probably needs a couple of subs now, and then he's done. He's got a film out. I need to watch his film. Maybe that'll shed some light onto how he's lived his life. I know he's a crazy dude, isn't he? He likes his cocaine as well. His cocaine fucking party. He comes from the country of cocaine as well, doesn't he? It's a bit hard not to when he comes from over there, where it's literally fucking as easy as buying a pack of fags from the shop. So yeah, anyway, there you go. Did it make you horny as well? That's where his 11 kids have come from. Cocaine equals horniness equals and famous equals 11 kids. There you go. Diego Maradona explained by Brummy in skint, boring, wet England. Right, okay, one more thing then. I'm going to finish up on this. eBay. A bidding war has broken out on eBay over the sale of 9 gold bars, which might be worthless scrap metal. There's a guy who does storage wars type things. He buys things, storage units, and sells the things on eBay. And he's selling what looks like gold bars, and the offers are up to, at the moment, £22,000 so far in the treasure trove that he found in a Tupperware box in an abandoned storage unit. So people are being left to guess whether believe that they're real. But what they're going to do when they find that they've got 2 fucking like paper mache gold blocks come through the post? Don't you think he would have cashed them in by now if they were real gold? Come on, have a word with yourself. There's no way he's going to let them go for next to nothing online if they turn out to be theatre bricks or theatre blocks. They might be just like heavy Lego type bricks, but gold colour. So anyway, if you want to get involved on that, there's somebody selling gold bars on eBay unchecked, and they're up to 22 grand, so you better have a fucking bank balance to go for it. But you never know, you might be a winner. I doubt it very much, and I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to say goodbye now, and hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you later. Good night.